kind of feel like you're cheating on us, but with like an older, grosser model instead of like a younger, hotter model.
Yeah, so it's like not that big of a deal.
It hardly counts as cheating at this point.
Yeah, right. You're almost kind of like, well, if he needs it that bad, I guess you can have it.
Up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Torrent, a podcast giving you discussions on music, movies, TV, and video games. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined, as always, by Alan and Matt. Guys, how's it going?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Doing pretty good. I recently this weekend went to this pumpkin spectacular thing where there was all these there was all these pumpkins carved like jack-o'-lanterns, and there's like thousands of these just like in trees and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they had some really, really cool ones that were like really, really intricately carved, and they had, you know, like a Shadow of the Colossus one that I thought was really cool that made me think of you guys. And
Whoa.
They had like Harry Potter ones and all these like crazy looking ones. I wish you guys could have seen them, but they're pretty neat. So
were they like jack-o'-lanterns or just like hand carved into something, or both?
Yeah, it was both. Yeah, so they were like jack-o'-lanterns, and then there were ones that like weren't carved all the way through the pumpkin, just on the surface of the pumpkin to give them like design and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Have you ever seen videos of that on like YouTube of how they make that? Like they get the little pottery tool, like the loop, and then they like just like slowly carve at it and work their way. It's really cool. And those people have so much talent to do that.
Yeah.
They come out amazing.
Yeah. You guys been doing any fall stuff yet?
Back home we have like the Apple Fest, so that kind of went on last week. So we went there, got some cider donuts, got some apple cider, a lot of fried fall foods, you know what I mean, like apple fritters and all that stuff. So
donuts.
We kind of did that stuff, yeah. Yep.
It's still like 85 degrees here, so it actually feels really nice. So I haven't been doing any fall activities, but I've been doing normal summertime stuff. So that's cool.
Has the humidity dropped at all down there, Matt?
So I mean, it does sometimes. It does get cooler more often. Like we had a few days that started off in the 60s.
Yeah.
Lately, it's just been warm, but yeah, the humidity has gotten better. It still fluctuates though, but it's good. I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like Apple festivals still down there, or do you not have the right climate for that kind of stuff?
Like I wouldn't say festivals, but there's definitely like pumpkin farms, and there's definitely like that type of fall fall festivities that happen. So there will be like corn mazes and pumpkin carvings and stuff like that. They're probably
so all the basic girls can still get their pumpkin spice lattes when it's 85 degrees outside.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then they walk around in shorts and a short sleeve shirt.
Right. So. Right. With a scarf though, because it's brisk.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a tank top with a scarf on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on. I just haven't done any of it here. Not yet, at least.
All right, well, we haven't really had a formal episode in a while, so I figured we'd take today's episode and just kind of go through some of the news stories and give out a couple reviews that we haven't really got to yet. So without further ado, let's jump into the news here. This is the weekly download. Okay. First up here. Probably some of you have seen via our Twitch feed and or Twitter that I have been streaming a little bit of Insomniac's Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4. I was able to get my hands on it, and I'm about maybe 5 to 10 hours in right now. I'd like to play it a little bit more, but I'm fairly confident I can give a pretty solid review without knowing the full story or the ending. But I know Alan and Matt, you guys have watched me play Spider-Man a little bit, so you can chime in with some of your thoughts of just what you've seen initially. But so first off, guys, I think this is without a doubt the best Spider-Man game that's ever been made. I will, however, say this game does nothing for me in terms of like it's not groundbreaking or anything. It's just like it pretty much took what the Batman Arkham games did and translated it to Spider-Man. Now, I will say that I really like this game. I think the animations are spectacular. I think swinging through the city is incredible. I think the graphics are really good. But just there's something just that's lacking for me where I think if like this is definitely in my top 10 best games of the year so far, I think, but it's definitely not in my top 5, top 3. I'm having a blast with this game. It's really fun. If they make a second one, I'm definitely buying the second one. But yeah. Well, so what are you guys' initial thoughts on it before I go more into it?
Can I ask you real quick what your take was on the boss fights? Because I never really got to see you do any real intense battles. Like I saw you fight like a few thugs here and there, but I never really got to see like a Doc Ock fight or something like that. Were the boss fights anything special, or were they kind of?
So far, the only big boss I fought two were Wilson Fisk right in the beginning. So minor spoilers for the game, by the way, which is kind of it's kind of a setup boss fight for some of the mechanics that play on later in the game. And then the second one was the Shocker, which had me swing through the city and chase him, and then yeah, that's right, swing through the city and chase him, and then pretty much just do quick time events and beat him down. So I think a lot of boss fights are going to be that kind of thing, and they were that. I mean, I think we called it before when we talked about a little bit about it before, was that it focuses you on one mechanic of the game, and that's about it. It doesn't introduce any new elements, and it gets kind of repetitive. That is a legitimate criticism that I've been hearing, and I have to agree. The game is very repetitive. It's go get all the backpacks, go get all the research tasks, go do all the crime dens or whatever, and then you just rinse and repeat, and then when you're ready, you just move on to the next story mission. And I think, again, a positive for me was the story. I think the story is pretty good for a superhero game, especially if you're a big fan of Spider-Man. The story's great.
So that's cool. I'm glad even though you're saying it's not groundbreaking or anything, that you really enjoy it and that it's fun. I thought it looked really great. It kind of took me back to like that second, or I don't know, first Spider-Man game that came out, and I just was really into that, and it took me back to like when I was in middle school and high school playing those games.
Yeah,
I think I personally could not get into it. It was fun to talk to you and watch you while you were playing it, but I couldn't get into a single player game like that.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I just think I would need some multiplayer action or something like that in there.
For sure. And I think, the cool thing is they give you a lot of they allow you to upgrade a lot of the suits, and you get a lot of suit options. So like from all the different versions of Spider-Man out there, you can be all those versions. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unlock. There's a lot to do, but just the missions seem kind of repetitive. And for me, it wasn't repetitive in a good way. Like, for instance, I'm going to compare it to God of War. God of War, you did a lot of the same type of things, but you never got bored with it for whatever reason, just the way the game played out. This one, I find myself getting a little bit like, all right, I did 3 of these, let me go do something else. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I think overall, my score for this game is probably going to be a 4 out of 5. I think this is a really good game. It doesn't knock my socks off, but it's a solid game. And like I said off the top, best Spider-Man game that's ever been made, but nothing groundbreaking, not like game breaking. It's not a game changer, you know what I mean, to bring it back to some of the topics we talk about here. It's not really a game changer. So
okay.
If you're a Spider-Man fan, they do throw, or a Marvel fan for that matter, they do throw a ton of Easter eggs relating to all the Avengers. You can fly by Hell's Kitchen, where Daredevil and Jessica Jones hang out. You can see the bar they go to. You can see Rand Enterprises if you watch Iron Fist. You can see the Sanctum Sanctorum from Doctor Strange, Avengers Towers in New York City. So they throw all these Easter eggs in there to let you know that the other heroes are out there, and Spider-Man is part of this larger universe, which is really cool. And I haven't played that far in the story yet, but I'm hoping some of those heroes show up. I don't know if they will or not. They might be saving that for like the second game, but it is cool that they threw a lot of that stuff in there. All right, moving on here. We got a new gameplay trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, and then we got some details on Red Dead Redemption Online, their multiplayer portion. So, what did you guys think of the new gameplay trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2?
Wait, can you specify what the online?
I thought there was an article or something that came out about it.
Okay, so while you look that up, I'll
Yeah.
just say I'm so excited for this game. From what I understand, from what I heard of like the multiplayer stuff, is that there's going to be like a posse type system, and everything can be done multiplayer, and it's going to be very similar to Grand Theft Auto 5 online, but they're like pooling all their resources into this, and they're like perfecting the open world style of Grand Theft Auto 5 in the Wild West setting of Red Dead Redemption 2. It sounds awesome. Like your decisions sound sweet. You have like a camp that you go to with all your outlaws, and you can do missions and cool quests for them to like help you out in other aspects of the game. And you can just be like a badass, and you can be like a good badass who like kills people but isn't like that crazy. But you can also do some like intense stuff, and like the combat looks cool. The character models look awesome when they get like muddy, and I'm so excited for this game. I almost want to pre-order it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how does the multiplayer look for it? Has there been much information on that at all?
Yeah, so I just looked up the article about the online portion of it, and it looks like it's going to launch in November as a public beta for people to try it out. But it's going to function very similar to how Grand Theft Auto 5 online plays, which I think which the original Red Dead Redemption was kind of the stepping stone to where GTA 5 got to. So I remember when I played the original Red Dead Redemption, and you go to the online multiplayer, there was an open world environment where you can just roam around and do missions either cooperatively or by yourself, and then also join lobbies to do team deathmatch, gold rush, which like you steal little bags of gold and like hijack things. So you can either do what was the description here that I just read? So Red Dead Redemption. So I'm reading this article from Polygon.com about the online beta. Red Dead Online is an evolution of the classic multiplayer experience in the original Red Dead Redemption, blending narrative with competitive and cooperative gameplay in fun new ways. Using the gameplay of the upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2 as a foundation, Red Dead Online will be ready to be explored alone or with friends, so kind of what I just said, and will also feature constant updates and adjustments to grow and evolve the experience. So it looks like we're gonna be able to probably have a posse, and we can run around the open world as a posse and get into some trouble. There's probably a PvP area where you can just shoot other people on site. Probably a PvE where we can do some missions.
So we're gonna be able to. So the online version is gonna be like GTA Online, where it's just like you mess around, you do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's also gonna be the campaign type thing that we can do together.
I think there's going to be story missions that are exclusive to multiplayer.
And they kind of started doing that in GTA, right? Where they had heists and that kind of thing that they introduced in.
Yeah.
It's going to be an expansion of the heist, but in the Western setting, I think.
So in GTA 5 online, there's like things you can do. There's still like missions to do, and I don't think it's necessarily a storyline, but it can be like your own narrative kind of thing.
Right.
Which is fine and cool, but I really want to play this for the multiplayer. Like, I really only want to play this with you guys.
Yes.
I don't really want to play it by myself. Hopefully that is true. Otherwise, might wait to see how it is when it comes out and not pre-order it. So,
I think chances are very good that you will get what you want out of the multiplayer element of this game.
okay.
My only concern is I remember seeing something. It's not being reported on too much, but the whole microtransaction thing. I don't know how that's going to be, the pay to play kind of stuff, and I don't know if that's just going to be expansions to the online portion, like DLC kind of stuff, or if it's going to be like, you get the best guns if you open this loot box or whatever. So
I'm pretty sure loot boxes are soon going to be dead. I think everyone's getting away from that. So hopefully, Rockstar is also.
Yeah. So I guess we'll report back when that open beta comes out in November. Then when that public beta drops, we'll have to make sure we get on it and give a quick little review on it. Anyway.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah, they're gonna have a battle royale mode.
That's a good chance.
Yeah. How would you fly down? What would you fly down from in the Wild West?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Like a hot air balloon or something?
Maybe like a Zeppelin or something.
Yes.
Guys, I saw this Royale game called The Last Tide, and it's a battle royale game that takes place underwater with like megalodons and dinosaur fish.
So at any point you can get eaten by like a megalodon or something?
Yeah, and I think a Royale game that's like players versus each other versus the environment sounds pretty sweet.
Sounds like a natural step for the genre, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be to add that in there.
Yeah.
All right, next we have a couple of Nintendo Switch reviews from Alan. Alan, what you got?
Yeah, so the first one I wanted to talk about is a game called Golf Story, and
love it.
This was just like something I bought on a whim. I was just kind of looking for a game to play. I was bored one night, and I was like, all right, let me look and see what's been kind of praised. And I found this game called Golf Story. A lot of critics were kind of giving it crap, and a lot of people were saying like, no, this is actually a great game. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. Just an absolute phenomenal game. It was like, I think it's $15 right now to buy. It was just hours of gameplay, and it was just a very, very cool. It's basically a 2D game. It is very similar to like Undertale or like the original Legend of Zelda, where it's just a very simplistic kind of style, but it's just very witty and funny. And it has a kind of a golf element to it, where it's very similar to Mario Golf from back in the day, where you have like a little sliding scale and you kind of control the power of your shot and control the hook or the slice of your shot. But it's so much more than that. It really is just like an RPG that you play through, and you level up your character as you go. And there's just a lot of really witty moments where, you know, some frisbee golfers come in and you got to like beat them in frisbee golf to get them off the golf courses, and your ex-wife comes with her big shot new boyfriend, and you got to, you know, prove yourself in the golf tournament to show them up. And it's just a very, very clever, really fun game. And I found myself like so many nights playing it way too late and getting up late for work the next morning, but just really enjoying it. So
dude, this game sounds awesome. If I end up getting a Switch, I am definitely going to get this game. When you first told me about it, I looked up some of the gameplay and some of the screenshots and stuff, and it looks so fun. I played a ton of Mario Golf back in the day, and you know, as you guys know, I like playing golf in real life too. So this is kind of like the perfect mix for me. It's like a little RPG that's like you play golf, and that's super funny, it sounds like, and that it just sounds awesome. I want to play this game so bad.
Yeah, I think it's just the perfect example, or a perfect mix of like Mario Golf, which was a really fun mechanic, and then like a really cool story tied along with it. So
yeah, awesome.
I'm definitely giving this one a 5 out of 5. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you know, get this game and try it, because it's so much fun. It's worth the price, and you'll get lots of hours of enjoyment out of it. So
cool.
You should figure out a way to stream that, because I would definitely watch you play that.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I beat it already, but I could do another playthrough and stream it. So
maybe just like super hard or something like that.
Yeah. See if I can increase the difficulty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's neat. I love that. I love those indie kind of like random games that are just actually really great.
Yeah, this is definitely in that realm.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then the other game I wanted to talk about briefly was Super Mario Party. So this was just released on Friday, so 2 days ago as of today. And I did get a little bit of chance to play it today, and it's definitely a fun game. It is very reminiscent of the original Mario Party for N64. It did have some issues with online play. It was pretty laggy, and I couldn't really get a good connection, and it was kind of difficult to play. And okay. I could have sworn that I remember seeing on Nintendo Direct something about a single player, but I never really got any single player experience opened up yet. And the online play, you couldn't really do the Mario Party style. It was just mini games online, so it was a little bit limited there. But I did get a chance to play it with a couple of friends, and also my parents who were visiting from out of town came and played it for a bit.
Whoa!
Yeah, and just as a party game, it's just so phenomenal. It's just like the original Mario Party, where there's all these mini games. They're all different. They do a really good job of integrating in motion controls and really changing up the style of the games. Where some games are more memory based, some are logic based, and some are just stupid skill or chance based, and it just kind of keeps you guessing. So,
I'm sorry.
No, good.
I was gonna say, so if you are a person who's going to get this as like a party type game, not really looking for online play, looking for like local kind of fun with friends that come over, would it still deliver in that aspect, you think?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I think the games are just fun and they're goofy and they keep you laughing, and they do a really good job of keeping it, pretty simple. So, my parents were able to pick it up and play really quick and didn't have an issue with it, which is a goddamn miracle these days with them. So,
do they still keep the tried and true tradition in Mario Party where somebody can just steal your stars and totally screw you over?
Yeah, and that's definitely still there, but I felt it was a lot more balanced this time around.
Oh, cool. All right.
It seemed like if you were doing well in mini games and you were being smart about your roles, there was a much better chance of you winning, and it didn't just come down to, in the last second, somebody stole, half your stars and you were just screwed.
Yeah.
It seemed a lot more balanced, so I think they did a good job of making it a little bit more rewarding to be performing well. So
cool. Nice. That's good to hear. That was one of my biggest gripes with Mario Party is that I always get dicked out of some stuff,
Yeah, it seemed to be a lot less punishing in that sense, so I was pretty happy for that as like a more serious gamer. So
cool. Nice. So what would be your official review for that? How many bottles of mead would you give it?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it probably a 3.5.
Okay.
I think it was definitely good for just a local game, and then it was a little bit lacking in the single player and online play. I'm hoping that maybe they'll improve that in future updates. So
yeah, another patch or something like that, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move on to some movie talk here, boys. A couple of trailers throw at you. This one came out a while ago. We're just getting to it now. Captain Marvel, the next movie in the ongoing Marvel, we'll call it the Marvel Cinematic TV show, because that's pretty much what it is. So we have a Captain Marvel trailer. We see Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, Sam Jackson as a younger Sam Jackson. So this movie takes place in the 90s, and so it essentially takes place before any other of the Marvel movies. I think, as far as we can tell from the trailers, anyway. We see a younger Phil Coulson, and we see Brie Larson kind of not knowing who exactly she is, but we see a lot of these shots, her with like an alien strike force, essentially, and they're doing a bunch of missions. What did you guys think of the overall trailer?
I don't know. I didn't love it. I remember, like, while I was watching, I wanted to talk to you guys and be like, so, like, what's happening? What are her powers? What is she doing? She just seemed like a normal, well, not a normal. She just seemed like a confused person that had suffered things. I am assuming, because that wasn't explicitly stated, I guess. I don't know. I was confused. I'm sure it'll be good, but I just thought the trailer was kind of weird. Wasn't very climactic, I thought.
Yeah. Alan, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of had the same feeling that it was a little bit confusing as to what really the theme of this movie was going to be. I mean, I think it'll still be good because it's a Marvel movie and they're usually pretty good at pulling it together in the end. But I was kind of curious, Nick, what you thought. I know you had touched kind of on Marvel movies usually having a theme. Like you talked about how Deadpool was a bit of a romantic comedy type of thing. Do you have an idea of what kind of theme this movie is supposed to be grasping?
Not really, but I think just if I had to take a shot in the dark, I think it would be almost like a 90s nostalgia kind of movie. It takes place in the 90s. I know we see her in some of the production photos that have been released. She's got a Nine Inch Nails t-shirt on and kind of a lot of 90s motifs. So it might be like a 90s throwback vibe, similar to how Stranger Things has an 80s throwback vibe, but it's a horror film. So I think we might kind of get that. But in terms of movie genre, type of genre, I'm not sure yet. I don't know what this is going to be. But like you guys, I think I wasn't super sold on this trailer. I'm going to go see the movie day one for sure. But I'm just not hyped about this movie like some of the other ones, and it's probably because I don't know enough about the Captain Marvel character from the comics, and I don't know how big her role is or isn't. I just know what I know, and right now I'm not that sold on it. But like you said, Alan, it's a Marvel movie. They're gonna crush it. It's gonna be a huge hit. I felt the same way about Ant-Man when Ant-Man came out. I'm like, doesn't really interest me. And then I saw the movie and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I kind of like this. So I guarantee it's going to be the same thing for this movie.
Yeah, I'm hoping a couple more trailers come out and it's a little bit more clear what we're going to be getting out of this and stuff. So
yeah. Okay, next, the latest installment in the soon-to-die X-Men franchise is the Dark Phoenix trailer. So we get another continuation of the current version of X-Men. So the last one to come out was X-Men Apocalypse, which wasn't that great. And now we have this new one called the Dark Phoenix, focusing around Sophie Turner's version of
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey, thank you. Yes, I lost it there for a second. So what did you guys think of the trailer for Dark Phoenix?
I really liked it. I like the whole I think she's a badass character. I like the whole power, like her mind power type things that she's got. I think it's gonna be badass. The trailer was a lot more classic Marvel, like super epic, showed a bunch of her powers, like you got the gist of what the problems were, and she just seems like confused, and like I'm sure you'll be able to like empathize with how she's, or like sympathize or whatever with how she's feeling. I think it's gonna be great. I'm very excited. How do you feel, Alan?
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I do love Jean Grey as an X-Men, and I love the X-Men movies usually, and just as a general overarching storyline. I'm a little concerned that there might be trying to do a little too much with this one, because it seems like they're trying to kind of do like an origin story for her, but then also throwing in some kind of Magneto Xavier team Magneto team Xavier kind of conflict going on. I'm just wondering if they're going to try and overreach a little bit with the story on this one. So we'll see.
I have to agree, I think, a little bit with you, Alan. I find myself very reluctant to get hyped for this movie because they keep continually screw over the continuity of the X-Men movies. So there's no through line. They've recasted these people like, I don't know, 2 times already. They did, I think, a really cool thing of trying to bridge the gap with Days of Future Past, but now it's kind of gotten to the point where, I don't know. I really like James McAvoy, who plays Professor X. I really like Michael Fassbender, who plays Magneto. And I like a couple of the characters they already have set up, like Quicksilver and all that stuff. We really haven't gotten a really cool team-up X-Men movie where X-Men are doing X-Men things. It's always like they're just discovering their powers, they're just learning about it. And I want to see a movie where the X-Men are completely established and they're going out and they're wrecking some shit, a la like Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I find it even more difficult to get excited because Disney just bought X-Men from Fox. So, like, they're going to go over to the Marvel Universe. Are they going to recast everybody and redo it in the MCU? Are they going to keep the actors and just somehow weave it into the Marvel Universe? Which I think will be really weird because, yeah, how are those two play together without them knowing about each other? So, like, what are they going to do here? I don't know. I think this is just going to be another X-Men movie, and then we're going to move on with our life. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
I really miss the original X-Men. Like I could think back to like X-Men 1 and X-Men 2, where it was kind of like what you said. There was just X-Men doing X-Men things.
Yeah.
And it was new and it was fresh and it was just really cool to see it acted out in live action. And I just feel like it's just been so long since we've kind of had that feeling in that movie. Yeah. I guess the last time I really remember feeling really excited about an X-Men movie was when they did the Wolverine one. But that was such a different story than what they originally started with that it'd be kind of hard to go back to that style or to do something new. So
yeah. So I don't know. I think it could be solid, but I just think what's it ultimately going to serve if they're just going to recast everybody and reboot the X-Men anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah. But just for the record, I'm talking about Logan, not Wolverine Origins.
Oh yeah, I figured you were. Yep.
Okay, I just want to make that clear. That
yeah.
Matt,
Have you seen Logan, Matt? Probably not, right?
No, I have not.
I think you should watch that one. That one's badass. That's like if X-Men was a Western, it's kind of that thing.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Fucks you up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think I cried at the end of it.
It's real good.
Wow. I should see that.
And it's rated R too, so like Wolverine actually like when he fights people, he's like actually cutting people's arms off and stuff because he has metal blades on his hand. So it's like realistic.
Yeah.
So does he hang dong?
Uh,
I don't know if there's dick in it. Is there
like
dick in
half,
it?
he's like
He
half
probably hangs
torqued through the
dong.
home. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't think there's any dick in it. No.
Is there? I thought there. Oh, okay.
You might see some cheeks.
You might see like a tip. Yeah.
You
I don't
might
know.
you might see some heat jacket cheeks.
I don't like that. I just want to see the shaft. I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I'm just joking. Cut that out, Nick. I'm just joking. You also don't have to. Super side tangent. What was the name of that movie in It's Always Sunny where they said hang dong?
Oh,
It's like Thunder something.
I don't know.
Thunder Gun. That was it.
Thunder gun.
Thunder Gun. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. He hangs dong. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
All right, so next, this is something I think we're all super excited about. Netflix announced that they are making a live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and the original creators of the animated show are going to be involved. Now, we were all around for the last Airbender debacle of 2000 whatever, 2007, 2006, whenever that was. So how do you guys feel about there now being a live action Avatar: Last Airbender series that's going to be on Netflix?
I'm so excited. I can't express how goddamn excited I am for this and how much I just pray and hope that they do not fuck this up because I can't go through it again, Nick. I really can't go through it again.
Dude, I'm right there.
I just need a good, funny, lighthearted, badass as hell, super cool coordination, kung fu, like sweet graphics. I just need it all to come together real nice and just make a nice, cool Avatar series. I just feel like it's not that hard, you know. Just watch the show and just do that, but do it with real people. You know, just get the formula right, and it'll be great. And I'll watch it over and over again.
Agree with you, Matt. How do you feel?
I'm so excited. I think this is one of my all-time favorite shows. Probably my only favorite anime, or the only anime I like, except for Naruto, actually. But anyway, I just think this world, the idea is so cool. The airbend, all that stuff is so awesome. I totally agree with Alan. Just please get this right. I know there's gonna have to be some fancy effects, but it's 2018. Okay, we can make this happen now. So,
like, if you need money, like, just let me know. Like, start a GoFundMe. I'll throw some money at you. Just let me know.
I definitely would.
Make Avatar great again. Maybe not.
Easy there, Nick.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Like this, what really settles me down about this and makes me not nervous about it is the original creators of the animated series are involved. And as you know from the show, they went out of their way to make the fight styles that each tribe uses, or each bending element uses, reflect real martial arts styles. They painstakingly made all the animations very realistic in terms of the martial arts. If they went out of their way to do that, what are they going to do with live action shows? They're going to hire awesome martial artists. They're going to hire awesome stunt crew, hopefully awesome choreographers, and I hope we get to see some really, really badass fight scenes that involve bending that are like legit bending and not just like what M. Night Shyamalan's version did, which was they do 20,000 moves and then a little pebble flies across the screen and like hits a guy in the forehead. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like I hope they nail it because so right now they have the Marvel shows like Iron Fist and Daredevil and those type of shows, and even there's another show that's not on Netflix but it's on AMC called Into the Badlands, where it's very martial arts inspired. The choreography is very good, the fighting choreography, I mean, and I think they have all the tools they need to make this show amazing, and they just need to find the right cast. Now it'd be interesting to see, what do you guys think? Do you guys think they're gonna have like children actors, or do you think they're gonna make them a little bit older, so they make them into like their late teens, early 20s, those characters?
I watched a little interview type thing. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I don't think like 20s. I think it's gonna be more like the show, like maybe like 12 or 13 or 14.
You
or
really
something.
think so? You think they're gonna find?
I think so because they were talking about wanting to bring back the actor who played the voice of Zuko,
Hmm.
but
Oh,
they
okay.
said, but they were saying that he's too old to play that character now, so maybe they cast him just for like the sake of I don't know, like nostalgia as like Uncle Iroh or something,
Sure.
some other older character.
Sure.
But they mentioned that he was too young, to play an actor or to play a character. So I think they are going to go young.
Okay.
That's
for the
good.
show.
I mean, Netflix has proven that they can do that with like Stranger Things. They casted a great set of young actors that did a really good job with that series, so they can definitely
Absolutely.
find the talent.
Absolutely.
I do hope. I mean, they will. I hope they can find actors that would fit the role and have good.
And they did a
martial
really
skills.
good job in the Daredevil series when Matt Murdock is training as a kid with stick, and the choreography they were able to do to make it look like a little kid was doing martial arts was really good. So I think they definitely can do something that's effective that plays well on camera.
For sure.
And still make it look like they're badass like martial artists. Cool. So stay tuned for that. I have no idea when that show's coming out, but I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm sure as soon as we know, we'll be talking about it.
Oh yeah, yep. Next, another big TV series that's coming out that I'm super excited for is the Star Wars live-action TV show. Is called The Mandalorian. Jon Favreau dropped the title of the show, dropped a little image of the show, and dropped a synopsis. And I will read you the official synopsis for right now. So, The Mandalorian. After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy far from the authority of the New Republic. So, this show is set between Episode 6 and Episode 7. So, between the original trilogy and the new trilogy. And it looks like it's going to involve the Mandalorians, which, without getting too crazy nerdy, let's just say the Mandalorians for the sake in terms of how you guys can relate to it, is if you took the Spartan warriors from 300 with Game of Thrones and you put them together. So it's a warrior race.
Sounds terrifying.
It's a warrior race, but they're like in clans a la Game of Thrones, like houses, like Stark, Targaryen, all that stuff. So there's kind of a power structure there, but also they're bred for war. And then at some point during the canon, there was like this Mandalorian civil war where a group of Mandalorians wanted to become pacifists instead of instead of being warriors all the time. So there's a little bit of a power struggle there. And so I think there's some really cool things that can play with that. And then also, obviously, they all have armor similar to Jango and Boba Fett. That's Mandalorian style armor. So they're all going to have something that looks like that. I think this is going to be pretty cool. I think this gives us an opportunity to see a more story-driven Star Wars than we've gotten in previous years, because we have 8-hour episodes maybe from... however many episodes they're going to do, they're going to be an hour each. I think we're really going to get to know some of these characters. I think it's going to be very good. And then also, we got Jon Favreau producing. We're going to have some pretty famous directors directing each episode. I think this could be cool. What do you guys think?
I like the Mandalorian kind of introduction to this. I think that's very cool. I really like that kind of stuff, because it's going to be in the context of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So anytime they introduce new things like that, or they have like, I don't know, like samurai style Jedi or something like that, I think that kind of stuff is awesome. I would probably check this out. Nick, we really gotta. Well, I'll be home for Thanksgiving. We can watch Star Wars again then.
Okay.
I got to get back on because I need to get caught up with everything. But
Sure.
I really liked it, so I think I would like this series.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to focus now. I'm sure more details will emerge, but they're definitely going to focus on the gunslinger element of Star Wars. So it's going to be more dudes with laser guns as opposed to dudes with laser swords. Now I'm hoping probably some Jedi will show up. There's definitely going to be a couple lightsabers in the show. There's going to have to be, but this might be more like the bounty hunter side, the Wild West kind of side of the Star Wars universe. So, yeah, Alan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is exciting. I love when they have the chance to really take the Star Wars stories and kind of spread them out over a whole TV series.
Yeah.
So they get like a lot of time to really just get into the canon and really get into the storyline and go in depth with it, rather than having to kind of scrunch it all into like a 2 or 3 hour long movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does the fans a lot of good to just kind of really go down into it. I think it'll be cool. So
yeah, definitely. So we'll probably update you. We will update you guys as more details emerge for The Mandalorian. Cool. All right, finally, let's get into some music picks here, guys. I will start off with my music pick. This is going to be kind of a album review as well as my music pick. So I've been hyping this band up for quite a while on the show. The story so far, pop punk band. They just released an album called Proper Dose. I think this album is solid. For them, this band, it's a solid album. It's a chill album for them. So a lot of their stuff is very high energy, pop punk. This is while this album does have some songs that are very high energy, there are some songs that are very chill and very nice, easy listens that I actually really appreciate. This album is about the lead singer's drug addiction, and it starts off with songs entitled Proper Dose, Out of It, Keep This Up, and they kind of talk about his struggles with drug addiction and how, like, if he keeps it going, if he continues down this path, it's not going to end well for him. And then as you listen to the album, the songs get brighter and happier, and they start to transition more into major chords and major keys and stylings, and it's him coming out of his habit of drug use. So I thought I kind of appreciated the album structure in that way, and I thought that was really cool. So my pick is going to be the song Keep This Up. I think it's one of their best songs of the album. So Keep This Up by The Story So Far is my pick.
I really like that the layout. I like when there's like themes like that, and I think that's very cool.
Yeah, the album almost tells a story as you kind of listen through it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. All right, my pick is May I Have This Dance by Meadowlark, and it's the EMBRZ remix, which is EMBRZ. And I've been really into EMBRZ lately. He's got some awesome songs with awesome people, and this remix of the original song is super cool. It's really upbeat. It's very cool. The original song is very slow. It just has the girl singing with like some background, I don't know, synth strings or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty different song, and it I think it makes it so much better. So
can you describe the type of music this is, Matt? Because like you have a very, like when I think of your ideal music, you have a very specific type that comes to mind in my brain, and I don't know what the genre is called, but there's like, it usually involves like in the background there's some sort of rain sound effect, and there's some sort of like kind of cool like really chill beat, and it's almost borderline industrial, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, is it called something?
I've heard there's like so many different names because it's kind of poppy. So I've heard it called chill pop before because it sounds a little bit like a more chill version of pop songs that are on the radio that are like super high energy.
Yeah.
So I've heard it called chill pop before, and I think that's probably as close as you can get. Besides just being like, oh, I really like electronic music that has a really chill beat.
Yeah.
And
like emo pop, or I think is another term for it too.
I wouldn't even call it emo though. It's not.
Thanks,
really...
Nick. Alan was just being a jerk, and you defended it. Yeah, Alan. And actually, I would be okay with that.
It just, I mean, like every time I listen to that, like that certain type of song, I just feel like you're supposed to be in like Seattle with a trench coat on, walking down the street to work or something with headphones in. I don't know. Like I get this weird imagery in my head when I listen to some of the songs you show me. But yeah, that's what it is, I guess.
This song is more upbeat. This one is in particular,
yes,
is brighter. Yeah. But I agree. A lot of the songs I do listen to are really, really chill and really, really laid back. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's called chill pop. I think.
Cool.
It's hard to find, but yeah.
So, what was the song again? One more time.
It's called "May I Have This Dance."
Cool.
It's originally by Meadowlark, but it's
By
the
Meadowlark.
EMBRZ remix.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, and lastly, my music pick is I'm going into the Korean pop or K-pop realm a little bit here. Kind of new grounds for me, but it's the song DDU-DU by Blackpink. I know that's not the easiest song to search for, but if you type in Blackpink and just kind of throw in some D's and some U's, eventually this will kind of come up. But this is just a really cool, a little bit different from the K-pop style. I like to kind of describe it as if you took one of those, those Ariana Grande, Nicki Minaj like collab songs and put it on like a little bit of like a Korean mix where it's kind of poppy, but then it has like a bit of a hood vibe to it. That's kind of what this song is. It's just a interesting Korean song that has like a real like heavy kind of rap beat to it and like some sort of like Korean girls rapping along to it, and then it goes into like all of a sudden the K-poppy sort of music style, and then it goes right back. It's very interesting to listen to, and it's a pretty catchy song. So
when I clicked on this song to listen to, I rolled my eyes so hard when I saw the screenshot, and then the music started kicking in, and I go, this song fucking bumps, and it's a decent song, and I don't care what
It really
everyone
is.
says.
And then I think Matt, you said you had heard of a Blackpink song before too, right?
Yeah, it was called Whistle, and I don't know, they're like background beats are really awesome.
Yeah.
So I support this pick.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. I also support this pick. It's good. It's a good find. May I ask how you found this song, Alan?
It's actually a little bit convoluted, but there's this BuzzFeed YouTube channel that I like to watch called The Try Guys, and just randomly one of the episodes, one of the guys was talking about how he stole some song from another one of the like Korean guys that they do the show with, and it was they were making fun of the fact that the Blackpink girls always throw these like colored chalk up in the air, and so he had some kind of Twitter pic of him throwing like colored chalk in the air and had some reference to Blackpink, and I was like, oh, I wonder what he's talking about. So I just kind of Googled the song that he was referring to and listened to it, and I was like, damn, this is tight. So just kind of a weird find, but yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, that music video is something else. Everyone, you should go check out the music video too. It's an interesting thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. Nice show, guys.
Yeah. So what do we talk about next week, Nick?
Yeah, so I think next week or next time on the show, we're going to be giving our full Venom review. So we're all going to have a chance to hopefully go see Venom at some point, and yeah, Venom as it
Sounds like a hardcore band.
Yeah.
Venom.
The Sony's take on the famous Spider-Man villain that doesn't have Spider-Man in it. So we will hopefully be able to review the movie, and then we'll have a whole bunch of new news stories as well for you. So all that and more next time on the show. This has been an episode of The Torrent. We'll see you next time. Well, that's it for this episode of The Torrent. Thank you all for listening. Download, rate, and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast service. If you want to get in contact with us, feel free to send us an email, thetorrentpodcast@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter @TheTorrentPod. We'll see you guys next time.